Tonight I'm going to be making a goulash casserole, and I'm going to be leaving out the mushrooms this time because this is going to be made to make separate dinners that's going to be frozen, and I cannot stand a frozen mushroom. That's why I don't eat frozen pizza, because I can't take the frozen mushrooms on them. But we're going to get this made, and then I'm going to show you how I make my casserole out of goulash casserole. And then once it's cooled, then we divide it up and put it in different trays and put different stuff with it to make future meals out of it. And that way I don't have to cook it so much. When I want it, I can just go to the freezer and get it. So we're going to start out with about a tablespoon of olive oil, a good olive oil. I got this on sale. It's really a good olive oil. It's extra virgin olive oil from Greece, cold processed. I was looking at the gold and said gold processed instead of cold. But I got that for $5.99. I couldn't believe it. Especially the price of olive oil. Now look at that. Isn't that pretty? Alright, then I've cut up a whole yellow onion and one whole clove of garlic, and I'm going to put that in there. As soon as that's sauteed a little bit, I'll be right back. Alright, now that we got the onions cooked down just a little bit, now I'm going to add 2 pounds of fresh ground beef. And now what we're going to do is finish cooking the onions with the ground beef. And I'm going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning, which means it has all the spices and stuff in it that you need. And I do that so I don't have to use salt and all that crap, because I'm trying to cut way down on my salt. And I'm going to put a lid on this, and we're going to let this cook for just a little bit, and then we'll be right back. Now I've got my ground beef browned, and let me tell you guys something. Do not overcook your beef just because you're cooking it first. You just brown it, because you got to remember, when you're cooking it with the pastas and everything else, it's still cooking. So you don't want to overcook it. Alright, so now we're going to add 3 cups of crushed tomatoes. Get that all stirred in. I'm going to try to sneak me out a little bowl of goulash for my dinner tonight before I do the rest of it. And I got the classic pasta sauce, and this is the pasta sauce that has the canning jars that you can use, the Atlas canning jars, Mason, that you can use after. Remember, I did a video on these jars, so once you use them you can clean them and can in them. And I like these jars for my salsas. Yeah, we're going to add another jar. Alright, now we're going to get the tomatoes and the sauce all stirred around and mixed in real good. Remember, do not, unless you like frozen mushrooms, that's up to you. But I'm not putting it in mine. Alright, now we're going to let this cook a little bit, and once this starts boiling, we'll add our elbow macaroni. Now we're going to add 1.5 cups of raw macaroni. Now you want to use raw macaroni. Don't cook your macaroni first. And the reason being, because if you cook your macaroni before you put it in there, your macaroni just comes tasting like elbow macaroni with the pasta sauce stuck to it. But if you do it like this and cook your macaroni in your pasta sauce, as the macaroni is cooking, it soaks up the sauce. And the macaroni tastes like the pasta sauce. Really good. Put this down on medium heat, and then we're just going to put a lid on it and let it simmer for a while, and then I'll be back to show it to you. Alright guys, it's ready. Now, let me get my camera backed up here to where we can see what we're doing. Alright, so I got this baking pan. Push out a little bit there. I've got this baking pan, and I cut up some pepper jack cheese, and then I've got some American cheese here I'm going to be using. Now, the first thing I want to do, since we're making a casserole out of this, is I want to put one layer first. I want to make sure that I save enough for my dinner for tonight. Alright, now we're going to put the chipped up pepper jack cheese that I put in there. Now the cheese is basically, it'll be for flavor, but it's also to kind of help hold the casserole together. Then we're going to put our next layer. Alright, now we're going to top it. This is just shredded American cheese. And just cover the top. Now you don't want this too far above, because you don't want that melting and running all over your oven. So I think I'm going to put it on a pan in there, just as an in case. Alright guys, she's ready. Oh. I can get a hold of it. I didn't want to melt the cheese too much, because that way when I put it back in the microwave later on to warm it up, it doesn't overcook the cheese and make it turn brown. And it will. Anyway, I got to let this set and cool down, and then I got to put it in the refrigerator and let it get completely cold, and slice it up and put it in my dishes, and put whatever I'm going to use as a side, or probably just do it like this, that way I can have a salad or whatever with it. But that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 dinners right there. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.